Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer, and today I'm here with a first look at iPhone 14 cases sent to me by the folks at ZEERA Wireless. So we've got iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro Max, and the brand new iPhone 14 Max or iPhone 14 Plus, or whatever they're going to call it. Really excited to check these out. Let's get started. So looking first at the iPhone 14 Pro case, this looks quite similar to an iPhone 13 Pro case. However, when you look at it a little bit more closely, you can see we do have a larger camera opening, and this is also just a tiny bit thicker and a tiny bit taller than an iPhone 13 Pro case. So ZEERA had sent me their iPhone 13 Pro case last year. So this is the 13 Pro case here and the 14 Pro case here. So if you look at these two side by side, you can see you're just a tiny bit taller here with the iPhone 14 Pro case, and also just a little bit thicker. Again, we got the 14 Pro on the bottom and the 13 Pro on the top. It's a tiny difference, but it is noticeable when you look really close. And as far as the camera opening is concerned, the one on the 14 Pro is just a little bit bigger than on the 13 Pro, and also a little bit higher. So putting my iPhone 13 Pro in this case, because of course I don't have an iPhone 14 Pro to try it out with because the 14 Pro is not out yet. See, we have a little bit looser fit than you might expect. I do think that this case is just a little bit bigger than the iPhone 13 Pro version. Other than that, decent amount of lip here. Your port openings are fine. You've got a pleasant look and feel with this case, but you can see that we do have some real differences here between the 13 Pro and the 14 Pro in the position of the buttons, because the buttons here are misaligned. They are just not going to work quite right. So these buttons here are too high for the volume buttons. You kind of squish up the area for your mute switch, and although you can press them, they don't tend to work quite right. And then looking over here at our side button, the side button is just a little bit too low, and it means that the side button really doesn't work too well. Sometimes you can get it to press, other times it's not pressable. So overall, really not a win there. Looking at the back, you can see we have an overly large camera opening. Got extra space down here, but then the camera is actually sort of squished to the side. So they're definitely planning something different here with the camera. And then looking here at the height of the camera opening, this is really very tall, so I think we can expect a larger camera here based on this case. It's going to be wider, and it's also going to be taller. Other than that, this seems like a nice little case if you're looking to pre-buy an iPhone 14 Pro case. So this is MagSafe. Not going to have any issues using this with your MagSafe charger and accessories. Nice tight connection there. The case is reasonably slim and lightweight, has a pleasant feel to it. You got TPU sides and a polycarbonate back. And overall, I've always been reasonably pleased with ZEERA's cases. They're not super high-end, but they are competent, and right now ZEERA's got a buy one get one free deal on its cases, so that may be worth considering. Looking at the iPhone 14 Pro Max case, again, we got the same kind of TPU and polycarbonate construction here. Pleasant look and feel. We have a MagSafe ring on the back. Can't really say a whole lot else about this case yet, given that we don't have a 14 Pro Max to try it out on, but I can certainly at least put it on my 13 Pro Max. Goes on just fine. Once on, the amount of lip that we have is pretty much what you'd expect, maybe just a little bit higher than I usually get from ZEERA cases. So maybe we're looking at a very slightly thicker phone once the 14 Pro Max shows up, but I can't say that for sure. Our port openings are spot on, everything fits great there. Again, we've got the same spot here for a wrist strap. Going up here to our volume buttons and mute switch, these are correctly positioned. Everything is good here. They work fine. No offset issue here on the 14 Pro Max. Everything looks fine from the top. But then a big surprise going over here to our side button. The side button is unfortunately offset. So It does work, but just not very well, and it looks kind of ugly here because it is not positioned correctly. And then looking at the back of the case, you can see that they're expecting to have a larger camera square, as well as one that's going to be a little bit taller. So we got this extra space over here, plus the fact that the camera is kind of squished into the side here. So it's not properly centered, and I think that they're expecting this to be a bit larger. Also to have taller camera lenses, because as you can see, this is really quite a high rim around here, unnecessarily so. So overall, I think we can definitely expect some changes from the 13 Pro Max to the 14 Pro Max. Moving on from the Pro version cases, looking at the regular iPhone 14 case, this seems really similar to an iPhone 13 case. So if you hold it up with ZEERA's iPhone 13 case that they sent me out last year, you can see that our buttons line up, side button lines up. Looking at the other side, the volume buttons and the mute switch area all line up, so I think that these should be reasonably interchangeable. However, your iPhone 14 case is very slightly thicker, and you also have a little bit taller camera opening. So here's our 14 on the top compared to the 13 on the bottom. So we do have just a little bit higher camera rim. And as I said, a very slightly thicker case, but the width and the height are the same. So that's your iPhone 14. As far as the case for the all-new 14 Max is concerned, this is a case for a large phone, 6.7-inch screen, just as big as the case for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. However, what you're going to notice here is that the camera opening is drastically different, much smaller on the 14 Max as opposed to the 14 Pro Max. So as far as your buttons and port openings, your volume buttons are going to be exactly the same. Same thing for the mute switch also. And your port openings are going to be the same as well. But the side button still appears to be very slightly offset on the 14 Pro Max as opposed to the 14 Max. Again, we've been looking at iPhone 14 series cases from ZEERA Wireless. These products are all available directly from ZEERA, and they're priced at $26.99 for all 4 phone sizes. This is a buy one get one free deal, so you do get 2 cases for $26.99. However, they have to be for the same phone size. So 2 iPhone 14s, 2 iPhone 14 Pros, etc. You can save 10% on your ZEERA purchase by using the promo code you'll find in the description below. Many thanks to the kind folks at ZEERA for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments section below, and do consider hitting that subscribe button because I've got a lot more tech accessory reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.